Eric, everyone with Rockin' H Farm Toys, and tonight we are starting session 14 of Rockin' H TV, and we're kicking off kind of an inaugural Q&A of the Johnson Harvesting T800 build along. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a replica of one of their trucks. As I said in the pre-show, Johnson Harvesting is a very well-known brand, well-respected. They cut from Texas to I think North Dakota, run 10 combines as far as I know. A bunch of cool trucks, which are actually getting converted into heavy hauls, and just great guys, and got to know them, and just good people. And I've actually run into that crew several times over in Garden City. They cut about 50-minute drive straight west of me and a little bit north. So it's kind of fun to hook up with them in the summertime and get some video and all that. So I reached out and said, hey, how about we make a replica of one of their trucks? And then I contacted Lance and said, hey, do you mind? And he says, no, I don't mind. And here you go. And they are out of Minnesota, I believe. You'd think I'd know that off the top of my head, but I don't. But tonight what we're going to cover is, and if you are watching this, please share this video with people that might be interested, because I'm going to go through the nuts and bolts, kind of explain what we're going to do. So where we're going to start is, I'm going to show you the truck we're going to make. Okay, and I think some of you, if you've paid attention online, you will have seen this before. And I got to get rid of that tab. I'm getting responses on other things, messing up my thing. Anyway, so I'm going to turn the camera around, maybe. And here we go. Sorry for the wiggling and the wobbling, but that's just part of it. Okay, so here is the truck we're going to replicate. This is one of their many T800s they have on their run and their queue. And you can pick any DCP truck, to any DCP Kenworth T800 to replicate this truck with, but I'm going to show you, well, let me just go through what we're going to do. You'll notice this one has a big bumper on the front of it, and I'll start there. It's got breathers on both sides, exhaust with the perforated heat shield on it. We have artwork over here on the door. We have a Kenworth logo on the hood. We have a hood number. I'm not going to actually supply any hood numbers just because that would be a rat's nest for me to do that. Hi, Dylan. Thanks for joining. We have their web address over here on the fuel tank, and the fuel tank is painted as well. Then you have a headache rack on the back with chains and half fenders on number 3. I don't recall if all of them match exactly what we're looking at here, but when I get to the kit, we're basically going to do number 3. Okay. On the back of the headache rack is a beacon, which you can't see in this image, but you'll have a beacon in your kit if you buy the kit from me. And I will go through and explain that you do not have to buy anything from me if you don't want to. I'm just offering the kit as a convenience, and you can go out and buy your own thing. I mean, I don't care. I just want you to get a cool model. What else do we need to know about this truck? I think that is it. There's some antennas, but I'm going to explain how you can put those on. Frankly, I think these antennas are a giant pain in the butt. And you can make those with piano wire. That's really, really simple. You don't need anything special for that. We have this little wand, or whatever this thingy is on the front of that herd bumper. I'll show you how to make that with a paper clip. It's really simple too. So that's basically the build. Right now, this bumper is not available, but I posted a picture in the No Secrets Lab, which you're welcome to join. Cost you nothing, and I don't put people in it that don't want to be there. So there you go. All you have to do is ask, and I'll let you in. But I showed a picture of this. This is being drawn up as we speak, and it will be 3D printed, and it will be the exact bumper that Johnson Harvesting uses. And I think I have a picture right there. You'll notice they got a bunch of bumpers to put on. And they're also a dealer for this. And the brand is Defender not Hurd. I know Hurd bumper is the Hurd brand of bumpers, really popular. We're going to use the Defender because that's what Johnson uses, and they supplied me pictures. That's why I'm doing it. They gave me the pictures. All right, on to the nuts and bolts of the truck you could use. I'm going to show you two images of trucks that you could choose from. This is basically the run of truck that is the right one for us to be using for this particular build. And here's why. You'll notice, except for the perforated heat shield, the exhaust is right. It'll just have to be shortened a little bit. You'll notice the tanks are right. It does have a DEF tank, which I don't believe. Theirs do not have a DEF tank because they're old enough they don't need one. If I recall right, I think they're old enough they don't need one. So we'll probably take that off and then move the tank forward. You'll notice it has breathers on both sides, okay? That's what's important. So I'm going to show you a real truck that I have on hand. This one, notice that, no breathers. And another thing to keep in mind, let's say you have one of these on hand and you think, well, I'll just slap a sleeper on it. Well, this hood and this hood are different. That cab and that cab are not the same. I will tell you that I learned that the hard way and spent money that I shouldn't have. Ta-da! There you go. That's why I know that. It don't walk. No wacky. No good. Okay, so here you go. This is the truck we're using, and this is the one that'll be supplied in the kit. Color may vary. It could be gray, it could be blue, it could be white. I don't know. But that's what you're going to get in the kit is this cab. And you will not get the trailer. Okay. I want to show you something I found on eBay while I was waiting for the show to kick off. Now, I just picked this particular seller because he had what I wanted to see. Can we mouse over that? Oh, look at that. Oh. There we go. Look at that. Cool. Okay. You'll notice the sucker's blue. All right? It's blue. It's not Johnson blue, but it is blue. So let's say you're a really super duper beginner, novice, don't know what you're doing kind of guy. Well, if you wanted to, you can just put decals on this, call it a good day. Okay? I mean, everything is basic. I mean, it's the same truck as this white one. It's the same cab, same run, but the color's not right, okay? But like I said, if you are just, if you're not a super confident guy yet, and I say yet because you'll get there, if you're not confident yet in your abilities, well, don't worry about it. Here is one that would pass. You just need to put, you would need to paint these fuel tanks here, do some other work, put some half fenders on. Whoops, where's the half fenders? Can't see them. Ah, there they are. See it? You can't see them in the shot. But anyways, you'd have to, there they are. Oh, look at that. There's the quarter fenders. You have to swap them out. And basically, you get it pretty dadgum close. Okay? Get it pretty darn close. Okay. But we're not going to do that because you'll notice here's Johnson blue. It's metallic. This is Sovereign blue. And here's this one. It is not metallic. It's just blue. Just a straight up blue. All right. Something else you'll need to notice about this cab. All right. Now I'm going to point this out with just my finger. You'll notice these, what do you call those? I don't even know what you call them. Those, that fairing or whatever it is. This thing here is not on the real truck. So we're going to take a Dremel or some sort of saw, whatever you happen to have on hand, we're going to cut that off. Okay, so this is coming off when we take the whole thing apart to make it look more like, let me see here if I can get you a better photo. You can see it back here. It is not present on either one of these trucks right here. Okay, and I just want to put out there that Tucker Mays, who has just made a comment, he says he can't wait to sit down and study on this. He's actually been on the Johnson crew, and he has went harvesting with them on several occasions. So he can also help us with any fine details we might be missing. So that's basically the cab. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the truck completely apart. We're going to cut off the, what'd you guys call that? Flailing flares? Hate them things? Okay, thank you, Nathan. Flailing flares? Whatever. Okay, so flailing flares. That's a, boy, trying to say that with a, never mind. Anyway, we're going to cut these flailing flares or skirts or whatever the hell they are off. Grind this edge smooth on both sides. Then we'll come in and we'll use one of 4 products to strip the paint, and I'll post a tutorial in the comments. Fairing flares? Fairing flares. Word says fairing flares. Okay. Fairing flares. That sounds better. But I have a 4-part tutorial, shows you how to strip paint. So you have to get some of those things. And then we'll strip it down, repaint it, or excuse me, prime it, paint it, and then we'll remove the def tank down here. We'll move this. We're going to paint this tank and tape off. Well, I'll get to that later. That's not important now. I was about to give too much information away. That's not important. We're going to paint this tank and then clear it. Excuse me. After we get it painted, we'll put the decals on. Then we'll clear coat it and reassemble it. And then we'll add the aftermarket parts that make it look like Johnson's. Ta-da! That's simple. This is actually a pretty good, guys, this is actually a pretty good project for if you have had a little bit of if you've had a little bit of experience, this is actually not a bad project to get started on. Matter of fact, if you got the funds and you can afford it, I'd buy 2 of these cabs and strip them both down. Then I'd do one of them and give it to your best friend or someone that you know that loves Johnson Harvesting or whatever, or a fellow employee or whatever. And then I'd keep the second one, or keep the better of the 2. Okay. If you have questions, now's a good time to start posting those. What I'm going to do now, while you're warming up your fingers and typing in your questions, I'm going to run over to this page. This is at my website. And I'm actually going to post this in the comments while you guys are typing your questions. Just a second here. Oh, where am I at? Oh, here we are. Hang on, I got to refresh my screen. Isn't that the craziest thing you've seen? There we are. Okay. Now, this is the link that will take you to this page right here. Now, you'll notice that the Johnson Harvesting Build Along, I have 5 in stock. That's an arbitrary number I picked out of the air. It's $180. That's because I took all of the parts at a retail cost plus shipping and added 25%. So if you took 25% off, that's essentially what you're going to pay to get all of these parts in, plus the shipping to get them to your door. Okay, and I did go on the high end because I don't know where everyone's going to buy stuff, and I thought $60 shipped for one of these cabs is about right. I mean, that's just kind of what they cost if you buy them solo. Anyway, again, do not think you have to buy anything from me. I don't care where you get it. I want you to have an awesome model and have a great time building and learn a lot of tricks. So, it's here for your convenience if you want it. If not, I'm going to show you something beautiful in a few minutes. Hang with me. Okay. Here's what each kit's going to contain. You're going to get a Kenworth T800 base cab to work with, just like the white one and the blue one I showed you a few minutes ago. You're going to get a headache rack to go behind the sleeper. It may be chrome or it may be... Boy, I bet I have one that I could show you. Sorry, I should have thought of this a bit ago. And then I can't see them. Okay. They may be chrome or it may be this kind of off gray color. Okay. One of these 2 colors is what you'll get. Again, if you want to control that, feel free to buy your stuff on your own. And Dustin makes a great point. Cheaper to buy a set and sell the trailer if you don't need it. Okay, and that's true. It is cheaper to buy them as a set than it is to buy them separately. Okay, you get a headache rack, 2 sets of water slide decals, including the Kenworth logo for the hood, and that's because You're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. Everybody I know makes mistakes with decals because sometimes they just are stupid. Most of the time I don't have any trouble, but then again, you lose your religion on occasion. So you will get 2 sets of Johnson Harvesting decals plus 2 sets of Kenworth hood logos. You're going to get stainless steel half fenders. Those are going to be supplied from Truck and Little or a Mini Chrome Shop. It doesn't matter where you get them. They're all the same. And they're all sourced the same. 1 can of Sovereign Blue paint. You'll get Defender bumper, which will ship separately at this moment because it's not drawn and ready to print. You will get a wide load sign, flasher beacon, and DOT flags. Okay. I already have a video out on YouTube at rockinhtv.com. Shows you how to make DOT flags if you want to jump ahead. Okay, right here. Look at this. Look what I did for you. Isn't this so awesome? Should any builder choose to purchase supplies separately, below are links to each source. All right. I showed you on eBay you can buy this truck right here in blue. Big Bear Hobbies and Collectibles has made us just a small discount if you use my name and tell him what you're shopping for. He'll know what to do, and you get just a little better rate. It's not a big one, but you know he's in business and he's got to make money. You can buy chrome headache racks from Fleener DCP on eBay. Here's the link to that, to his store anyway, I think. Water slide decals from my store. Those are, I don't have them yet, but they're coming. Stainless steel half fenders. I put the Mini Chrome Shop link in there to his store. You can buy them wherever you want. I don't care. Paint from R&E Paint. If you live out in the middle of nowhere and you can't get paint, this company out of Arkansas right here will ship you paint, and it will cost you approximately $30 to your door. And you'll get a whole can of paint. You'll get a can about like this size of paint. So you'll have a lot of Sovereign Blue. Here are the paint codes. If you have a Napa Auto Parts or some guy you know, a friend of a friend of a friend mixes paint, well, there are the paint codes. Go buy it. I don't care where you get it. Just buy it. Make sure you have it. There's paint code for 2-stage and paint code for single-stage. Buy what makes you happy. The Defender bumper will be on my Rockin' H store. The link is coming. Here is a link on how to make DOT flags if you want. And then a supplies list. Okay. These are the minimum tools you will need. You'll need a small Phillips head, an X-Acto knife, paint stripper. Here's a 4-part video right here. Shows you how to strip paint. There's four, count them, 4 different methods. You have to pick the one that works for you. You might even have some of the stuff that you strip paint with at your house. Look at that. You're that much more ahead. You'll need primer. You'll need clear coat, tweezers, tiny paintbrush, chrome pen or silver paint or silver Sharpie, tape for masking the fuel tanks. Although I have a tip for that when we get to that lesson. I have a way around that now. Thank goodness. That'll keep you from losing your religion. You'll need a handsaw, a Dremel, a bandsaw, something to take these things off right here. You'll need something to take those off. Okay? I don't care what you use, but you're going to need it. And if you have some sort of a rotary tool, that works really well. You can actually even use a sander and sand those down if you wanted. But we'll get to that now. You will need a file or sandpaper, especially if you don't have access to power tools or some sort of rotary tool. A file will clean up these edges once we rough cut these off. And hey, who knows, you might cut really well and not even need to file very much or sand and get that beautiful right there. And a needle nose plier. Ta-da! That is it. Okay, Nathan Durbin asked, what is the difference between single stage and 2-stage? Okay, somebody smarter than me is going to have to tell Nathan what this is. You're going to get this 2-stage, I believe. Well, this is the one I said here. Here's the paint code, L0347. And he says, okay, you're going to need to clear coat that. I'm like, okay, great. So I really don't know much. I just know how to do stuff. And then when I do, it just works. Anyway, right. There you go. Kyler asked, what all does your new heavy bumper fit? Well, I'm not real certain yet, Kyler. I don't have it. I do know it'll fit a Kenworth, though, because this one's missing a bumper. It is presently sitting in Harper, Kansas, the bumper for this cab, because this one's getting a heavy-duty bumper. Ta-da! And, yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's it. We're done. Okay, so now it is time for questions. Let's see. Carson's explaining it because he's a rock star. Thank you, Carson, for shoring up my lack of knowledge. He says, that's what two-stage means. To bring out the fullness of color and keep it protected, you have to clear it. Okay, there we go. Two-stage means you got to clear it. Let me see. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, yeah, right. Okay. Kyler's just asking more questions about the fender bumper. Ward says, with the angles of this bumper, it will probably only fit this truck. You know, that's the crapper of this, you know. You go through all this work and it fits one stinking truck. What do you do? Anyway, but who knows? With modification, you could probably make it fit something else. I don't know. You will lose functionality of your hood, by the way, which, in my opinion, whoop-de-doo. How many times do you really open up the hoods on these things? I never do. Let me see. Okay. Are there questions about the build-along? I'm not going to start next Monday because I want to run a Facebook ad and try and expose this so more people can know that it's going on. Maybe Tucker will share it with the Johnson crew and some of the other guys, and they'll say, oh, let's go build one together. And maybe they'll have a little competition. You can do the best one. That would be pretty awesome if they did that. And then I don't have the lessons scheduled yet, but they're going to be on my webpage. So just be aware of that. It might fit a Mac Granite. Who knows? Word. I actually have a Mac Granite here, so I can try that when I get it in. Matt Smith says I can't service the hood. You can't service it if the hood can't open. Well, the service life of the T800 is extraordinary, so we can just forget about it. Yeah, don't change oil. Forget it. Nah, I don't need to do that. We're good. Okay. Now, for those of you that are maybe at a skill level better than novice, maybe you're intermediate to good, and if you're great, then this will make perfect sense. But let's say this. Johnson is now converting all their trucks with an aftermarket front lift axle. So their trucks are going from tandem to tris to comply with weight, you know, so they can haul their combines. What you could do, love this, what you could do is you could buy a triaxle like this. You could buy a triaxle. You could take this hood and this cab off and then buy yourself you get the cab that we're actually going to tear down and rebuild and put it on triaxle frame. Woo! Look at that. You could do that if you wanted to. And then, of course, some of these fenders will have to come off and replace them with fenders that match and everything. But that is a possibility if you wanted to go the triaxle route, or you could just go buy another axle and fit it up on the standard stock frame that you're going to have. So for those of you in that kind of that intermediate, I'm confident, getting kind of cocky kind of mode, this would be a good little fun little diversion experiment for you to go ahead and pull off at the same time, because I'm going to do one because I'm fun and you are too. So I'm going to actually do a couple of these so you can see the variations that we're going to have. So that is that. Okay, you're right. Dustin says the rear fenders do have ridges on them. If you want them to match, I think fenders on a propane bottle would work. Yeah, there you go. To keep it simple, because I'm kind of gearing this toward the beginner, novice, intermediate kind of guys that they maybe wanted to get into stripping, rebuilding, repainting, and they need kind of a softball project, this is perfect for them. So I'm really not going to get too crazy about some of those fine details. If you got your nerd on and you're, at a level 10, you're really confident and cocky to expert, then yeah, absolutely, you're dead on. Dustin's right, man. Go find you a propane bottle and find those right fenders. And they may even be 3D printed now. I'm not even sure, but some place to look on shapeways.com. Okay, where Johnson's from? They're from Minnesota, Kyler. Chet and Mo had blue KWs. Well, that's good. Ward says he saw ribbed half fenders on Shapeways. There you go. There they exist. If he finds them, maybe he'll post a link for us. And that would be awesome. So, you guys know what I know. We're going to start this project in 2 weeks and refer back to my webpage, because then I'll have the schedule for the classes, when they're going to happen, what we're going to do. Pretty explicit. So you guys can either work ahead or work at your own. You can work at your own pace, or if you need to stay with me, you can, and it's all great and lovely. So if you're interested in buying a kit, you need to buy that fairly quickly so I can get the paint ordered and get it in, and then back out to you, because I'm going to order it in bulk and then like multiple cans or however many cans people want, and then I'll ship it back out. So that's how we're going to handle that. And much to my chagrin, I'm not going to be breaking the kits down into individual pieces. If you just need a can of paint, if you need a bumper, you need a whatever, those links are provided. Just call up Arnie and say, guys, Eric says I need L0, whatever it is. I need a can of paint. And then they'll bill you for it. They'll ship it to you in a few days, and off you go. And same thing with Shapeways with the herd bumper. Once it's posted, herd bumper, Defender bumper, once it's posted, you can just go out to Shapeways and buy it, and in 10 days you'll have it. I mean, it's $4.99 shipping. Out there, and while you're there, go surf through my store and buy other things. Gratuitous plug indeed. Okay, we are at 8:57. Are there last minute questions? If you have any questions, by golly, please put them in the comment box. I'm really looking forward to this build along. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's just something cool. I've only done one other Johnson harvesting truck. It was out of resin, and I'm totally stoked to do one out of die cast. Totally stoked to do one out of die cast. That'll be awesome. Colin says they are from Evansville, Minnesota. And Ward is going to help us out by looking for the fenders. He'll post a link, and that will be cool. All right. Well, guys, first, thanks for watching. And if you know someone that loves the Johnson Harvesting brand, please go ahead and share this video with them and get this into their hands so they can see what we're doing and participate as they wish. And if you are going to participate in the build along, I really would just love to know how many people are going to be doing it, just so I know. And if we get enough guys, maybe I can talk Lance into sending everybody some swag that makes one. That would be kind of cool. I don't know if you'll do that. Maybe a little peer pressure live will help. I don't know. Let me see. Nathan says he's going to put his own twist on the trucks, and that will be cool. That'll be awesome. Dustin Montgomery says, if I get combine trailers done, I will build along. I will probably airbrush. So we'll have that to look forward to, and then maybe he'll share what he's doing with us as well. So we all get to learn as we're going through this, and that's cool. All right, guys, 8:59 here in Dodge City, Kansas. Thank you again for your attention. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spreading the magic and the love that Rockin' H gives out there as far as helping people make world-class models, make memories, make things their friends will fight over when they're dead. And make sure you follow along as we continue to build along. And I will see you next week, 8:30, right here at Rockin' H TV. Have a great one, guys. We'll catch you later.